Hey YouTube, it's Old Prime 13 again with another video review. Today we're going to be looking at the reissue in the Legacy United line of the Origin Bumblebee, which is a Cybertronian alt-mode Bumblebee from the very first episode of the G1 cartoon. Glad to finally have this figure in hand. So you can see he does come with a couple accessories. He does come with his gun here. And he also comes with a jetpack accessory. And I totally put my Earthrise Prime away, but oh wait, I do have. Reach over and pluck him. I do have the Shattered Glass one, and this jetpack does actually, if I can hold on to it, does actually plug into his back decently enough. So there we go. So you can put that on your Earthrise Prime if you want. It would be cool if it was in red, and you could like maybe put it on Sideswipe too. But you know, it's a thing you can do if you want to. Put him away. I don't believe it's blast compatible though. Let's see. Oh no, it is. It does fit blast effects into the engines. That's cool. And then the blaster itself is also blast compatible. Get that Daka Daka action going. But there is that. And I totally forgot about the box, man. I am all over the place today. Anyway, here we have his flying saucer mode. There you can see his blaster there. There we have Bumblebee, and then we got Bumblebee running, and then we got our poster, and then we got our logo, and then we got our legal jargon, and then we got our product shots. I almost forgot. He comes with a bunch of these that he can't really do anything with. Like it shows in the instructions him like holding them in his arms. Speaking of which, we do have our lovely instructions. So here's the jetpack, and where is it? Yeah, it just shows him like sticking them in his arms there. But that's kind of silly if you ask me. But these will come into play a little bit later. I'm sure you all already know, since you know this is a reissue figure. But here we have the Bumblebee guy here himself. Yeah, Bumblebee guy, that's clever. Got a nice Autobot symbol there on the chest. We got some blue paint for windows, which looks nice. And then we got, you know, actual clear plastic on the back, so neat. And some nice silver there for the face. Does have some blue on the eyes. It's kind of hard to see even like in person because they're so small, but it is there. As far as articulation goes, his head is on a ball joint. You can get a full 360 rotation if you so choose. And you can bring his arms that far out. You can bring his arms full 360. Just make sure to watch for the saucer bit backpack because of collision. You do get a bicep swivel. You do get over 90 degrees at the elbow, and you do get a little bit of wrist movement for transformation. And then we have a 360 waist that's a little off center, so it does look a little bit odd, but you know, it's there. It's always good to have it. He can kick that far forward and that far back. You know, just watch for the backpack collision. There's that. Does have a little over, just a smidge over 90 degrees at the knee. And then his feet can go back and forth, and he does have that ankle tilt. So there is that for articulation. Oh, and thigh swivel. I don't think I mentioned that. But yeah, overall decent articulation, just about what you'd expect for a modern figure. So plenty of posability there. Let's do some quick size comparisons here. Since he's going to be a topic in the near future, here is gears. Another mini bot deluxe. There's that. And here he is next to the 86 Studio Series Bumblebee. And I didn't remember to bring Jazz over, but I will do that here shortly. But first, let's do a quick transformation. So to start, what we're going to want to do is we're going to bring this backpack up, and then say I believe we unhook these arms from the side, bring them out like so. Gonna fold in those hands, and then we're gonna extend these feet on this hinge here like so, and untab these panels here in the back. They're on ball joints and they will probably pop off. There's like a 90% chance they will pop off. Unfold this whole bit here, which is the top of his flying saucer mode, and for some reason it doesn't like to sit flush at first. You sort of gotta wiggle it. There's like a slight lip to it. You gotta like wiggle it over that. Anywho, then we're going to see. Okay, I know his chest is supposed to open. Okay, it's just being a little stiff. Come on. Why aren't you cooperating? Cooperate, please. Do I have a tool? I didn't bring a tool with me, dang it. Oh, there. Okay, there it goes. Yeah, lift this whole assembly up and over his head. And then, okay, yeah, his head just stays there. You're gonna fold this down like so. And as for his arms, let's see, I do believe there's a specific way to orient them. Yeah. So, tab and slot. So when we bring them together, it's going to tab together. Oh yeah, gotta turn the waist around because need this to lay flush, and it won't do that if the waist is forward. So, and I think I twisted these too far. Yeah, okay, there we go. And then tab those arms together. Then, for all of this, we're going to bring this assembly up on this double hinge here, and be aware that this will probably pop off at least once or twice now and then. I think we can hold off on folding that out. But yeah, then we're going to rotate his legs and bring this together, and his knee actually does have a double joint to it, so you're just going to bring it around like this, and then you're going to want to straighten this foot out, and then that'll come together, and this little tab right here on the end will slide into that slot where the hinge is. Then you can fold this up, and then this little tab will go into his foot like so. Just bring this around. Then we're going to rinse and repeat. Want to straighten this foot out. Bring this around. Get that double hinge working there. Yep, see. And just orient all this. And come on. And these, I know these feet slide over the arm. I don't think they don't tab in anywhere. They just slide over. think that's about it for that. Just, yeah, make sure that's connected properly. I'm going to bring this whole top assembly down. You can sort of see how it clips over that chest piece, and bring all of this down. And this will clip into his feet. As long as I have everything lined up, which apparently I don't. And then, as for these troublesome little bits, yep, and, well, that's sort of because I bent it in the wrong way, but there's a little tab on this side and on this side, and a little slot here, and a little notch there. Just sort of want them to go together. And there's this little tab, sort of see it better here. These are supposed to tab together, but they might fight you a little bit. Try and get this in there. Okay. And there it goes, untabbing its, or unball jointing itself rather. There we go. And these do hook into a little notch here on the tip. Anyway, we can bring this part back in. We'll just go ahead and straighten it out and then reattach it. It's just a friction joint, so no real biggie there. Make sure that slides in there and tabs in properly. And there we have Bumblebee in his little flying saucer mode. Hooray! And as far as the accessories, you can plug the jetpack just on the top again, and the gun into these ports on the side, just like on the box. So you have that. And I'm gonna go grab that Origin Jazz real fast so we can do a quick couple of comparisons. And so here we have our Origin Jazz figure, and they are side by side, just to give you an idea of how they look together. And there is one more that we have to include here. That is Wheeljack. So there we have these two. And we'll go ahead and take Jazz off for a second here. And actually, there's one other comparison I want to do before we move on. Next to a different Cybertronian Bee, the B127 from Studio Series. So there's that. Anyway, back to this. So, as many of you already know, these energy rods can be plugged in to the side of Wheeljack here. And they can get shot at by the Decepticon Tetrojets. And I kind of find it weird that they included an odd number. They included 5, which normally at 5 it feels like a good number, but there's a slot for 6. So it's all asymmetrical, so I don't know. It bugs me this one time. But there is another thing you can do with this, because it was from the original cartoon episode. So if we de-accessorize here, and we'll go ahead and take these energy rods off, because they're going to be going in a baggie anyway. But if you pop open Wheeljack like so, you can see that this hollow space, and that's to recreate the scene from the original cartoon. So you want to detach these little winglets here. You gotta bring these up and over and fold this down Do the same here. Bring this up and over, and fold this down. And then you can sort of see there's a little slot all the way there at the front. You can slide his nose into. If I can get it in there. And then you just sort of have to squish these little panels down on his back. And then fold this up. And it's sort of a tight fit. I don't think I got them all the way in there. Or, yeah, I can't do it that way because they don't sit flush. But just, you know, sort of fiddle with it a little bit and should be able to kind of gotta squish it closed, but you can get Bumblebee in there. So you can have Wheeljack transport Bumblebee around. So there's that. So let me just... And we're back. So now we got him back out of Wheeljack. And just some final thoughts. I think this is a cool little set of toys. I really like the whole Origin Forms figures. I think it's cool that they decided to do those little alt modes that they had on Cybertron, and we do have some Tetrajets from the Siege, Earthrise, not Earthrise, from the War for Cybertron trilogy for the Seekers, although they're a little more stylized. And to be fair, the ones in the G1 cartoons were like perfect triangle cone things, so I understand why they didn't do those exactly. But yeah, it's cool to see these figures, and I think out of the three of them, Jazz is my favorite. He's probably my favorite Jazz that I own right now. I only got like 3 Jazz molds right now. Really need to get more Jazz, not counting the movie ones, but really do dig these figures. I'm glad that I got all 3. The Wheeljack thing is kind of cool, but you kind of have to smush them in there, so I'm really not going to use that too much. And these energy rods, I'm just gonna stick in a baggie and put in my accessory drawer, dump, bin, whatever. But still, these are fun figures, and I like this little take on Bumblebee. I think the vehicle mode is really cute. It is a little janky in robot mode because of it, but the vehicle mode really does stand out. So, as far as this figure, I think I give him an 8 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10, honestly. Because these panels are a little annoying, and the big clear plastic, I don't know how well it's showing up on the camera, but it is just way lighter because of that paint, and clear plastic is always a subtraction from the quality, especially in the long run. But other than that, cool figure, and not too much else to say. Honestly, if I were anything knowledgeable about paint and stuff, I would probably try and spray paint this red to go with Optimus or Sideswipe, because I think it would go better with them. But you know, overall, a very cool figure. So I think that's about it for this review, and thanks for coming in and watching, and I hope you all enjoyed. So this is Soul Prime 13 saying transform and soul out.